Rocky Ali Beamon, a name that sounds like it belongs to a prize fighter or a Hollywood action star. But the real story? Far darker than any script. Beamon's life started out in the sunlit streets of Los Angeles, but somewhere along the way, he took a sharp turn into a world of crime and murder that would shock even the most seasoned detectives. How did this young man, with every chance for a bright future, end up on one of the most wanted lists? Stick around, because this tale of Rocky Ali Beamon will take you from street hustles to chilling crimes and reveal just how a life can spiral out of control into the shadows. Rocky Ali Beamon, a man who became both judge and executioner behind prison walls. Born on December 10, 1977, Beamon was already serving a life sentence for a brutal murder when he took justice into his own hands again and again, killing 2 fellow inmates convicted of heinous crimes against children. Driven by an intense hatred for sex offenders, he claimed that these murders brought him the best feeling I've had in a long time. And with chilling resolve, he promised he wouldn't stop until he was executed. Sentenced to death for his actions, Beamon's story came to an abrupt end in 2020. Not by execution, but by his own hand. So what makes a man like Rocky Ali Beamon take such a twisted path? Join us as we unravel the dark motives, chilling deeds, and final moments of a man who left a bloody mark on the justice system. Rocky Ali Beamon was born on December 10, 1977, in Los Angeles, California, into a world fraught with challenges and adversity. Growing up in a tough neighborhood, Beamon faced the harsh realities of life at a young age. His family life was unstable, often characterized by conflict and financial difficulties. These early experiences, coupled with exposure to violence and crime in his surroundings, began to shape his worldview. Rather than finding a supportive environment that encouraged education and growth, Beamon was drawn into a lifestyle that embraced delinquency, leading him down a dark path. As a teenager, Beamon's rebellious nature and tendency toward violence became increasingly apparent. He struggled with authority and found himself in and out of juvenile detention for various offenses. This cycle of criminal behavior culminated in a significant turning point when he committed his first murder, which ultimately landed him in prison for life. The very experiences that should have steered him toward a more productive life instead propelled him into a world where violence became not only a norm, but a defining characteristic. It was this tumultuous upbringing that laid the groundwork for his later actions within the prison system, setting the stage for a series of shocking murders that would make headlines and leave a lasting impact on those who heard his story. On February 6, 2005, Rocky Ali Beamon and his girlfriend, Karen Wilkins, committed a heinous crime when they murdered 47-year-old Deborah Lacey. In a brutal act, Beamon struck Lacey, bound her hands behind her back, and held her underwater until she drowned. Afterward, they stole her car and exchanged it for crack cocaine. Their capture came swiftly when police found 2 men driving Lacey's vehicle. To avoid a possible death sentence, Beamon pleaded guilty to first-degree murder, receiving a life sentence without parole. During the emotional sentencing hearing, Lacey's family shared their anguish. "I don't know what to say to somebody who doesn't have a soul," lamented Barry Grant, Lacey's nephew. He read a poignant letter from Lacey's daughter, 16-year-old Sarah Cash, who expressed her dreams of the future, knowing her mother would never be there for pivotal moments like the birth of her children. Lacey's niece, Jill Morris, conveyed her struggle to forgive, stating, "I hate you with every ounce of my soul." Beamon's mother also expressed sorrow for Lacey's family, but her love for her son was evident as she spoke. During her emotional address, Beamon visibly shook, retreating slightly as he wiped his face with a paper towel. Judge Ronald Ficarrata sentenced Beamon to life in prison, wishing he could offer more comfort to Lacey's family. Outside the courthouse, Lacey's sister, Shirley Grant, expressed relief that justice had been served, stating they would return for Wilkins' trial. Wilkins eventually pleaded guilty to second-degree murder, receiving a 30-year prison sentence with 10 years of probation. Shirley Grant confronted her, hoping she would remember the suffering Lacey endured. Sarah Cash expressed the pain of losing her mother, emphasizing the void left in her life. Family members noted the toll the hearings took on Cash, as she struggled with nightmares and the harsh reality of her mother's death. Barry Grant emphasized that while Beamon carried out the murder, Wilkins shared equal culpability for her involvement. Wilkins is currently serving her sentence at Lowell Correctional Institution. On July 5, 2012, Rocky Alley Beamon committed a heinous act of violence in prison, killing fellow inmate Bruce Hunsaker, 44. Beamon had stalked Hunsaker for several days before he attacked him in the prison shower. In a shocking display of brutality, he choked Hunsaker and then stabbed him over 80 times with a homemade shank. After the assault, Beamon washed himself off and disposed of the weapon, a towel, and a pair of boxers before calmly proceeding to dinner. In his confession, he revealed that Hunsaker owed him money, shedding light on his disturbing motivations. Hunsaker was serving 6 life sentences for a horrific crime committed in 2001 when he broke into the home of a 10-year-old girl while she was asleep, raped her at knife point, and fled the scene. The girl managed to alert her parents, leading to Hunsaker's swift capture just blocks away. Following an investigation, police found over 1,000 neatly folded children's garments in his home, revealing a disturbing pattern of behavior. Hunsaker had also previously served time for molesting a 5-year-old girl, prompting the judge at his sentencing hearing to label him a parent's worst nightmare. Beamon's violent tendencies continued when on January 22, 2017, he murdered another inmate, 27-year-old Nicholas Anderson, who was serving a 20-year sentence for child molestation. Beamon bound and strangled Anderson before cutting his neck with a homemade weapon. In May 2018, Rocky Alley Beamon sent a chilling letter to Judge Christopher Patterson, boldly proclaiming that killing sex offenders was the best feeling I've had in a long time. In this disturbing correspondence, he made it clear that he intended to keep targeting victims unless he was sentenced to death. I'll do my best to eliminate every single one until one of 3 things happens. 1, someone kills me. 2, I run out of people to kill. Or 3, they put me where I can kill no more. Death row, he wrote, illustrating his unrepentant mindset and commitment to his violent agenda. Beamon didn't hold back in expressing his disdain for the judicial system. He ominously warned Judge Patterson, "If you don't send me to death row, I vow to dedicate my necks to you," showcasing a blatant disregard for human life. In another letter, he reiterated his grim resolve. "I will continue to take lives until someone in here takes mine, or I reach my goal, death row. So please send me there. If you set me free, it's blood on your hands." This chilling declaration revealed not only his intent to continue his spree of violence, but also a manipulative attempt to shift responsibility onto the legal system. Beamon died by suicide while on death row on June 10, 2020. He was 42 years old. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel to get such more videos.